okay, she can feel however she wants. She can say whatever she wants. I can receive her message however I want.
And I'm saying that's the whole point.
And that's our disagreement.
It struck a little hypocritical. It struck a little disingenuous when she's profited as much as she has off of that.
Yeah, but the guys do too. Like, where do you think these Lamborghinis and things are coming from? These guys are making more NIL money than these girls. These girls are making good money, but they're making more.
Some of them,
and they're posting naked.
And we live in like men and women live in
two
different realities.
And we can't pretend like we don't.
Like after that game, Angel Reese was crying and saying how. And I think you and Pink are in agreement, and I'm gonna get you guys. But she was saying how she had been receiving a lot of death threats, and she's been sexualized, and a lot of this stuff. And so, what did you guys say to that?
I feel like Angel Reese's cachet has been her basketball, but her beauty, and I think in a way her apparent heterosexuality. Mm-hmm. She had a high-profile relationship with a Florida State basketball player, and she was public about that. And that's part of the package of her popularity. If she didn't have all those things going, she's not as big as she is.
Right.
And that's just a fact. And so my thing is she embraced this persona. She's profited from this persona. And I'm not saying that she's being super fake to whoever she is as a person. But, at some point she recognized, hey, I can make this work for me.
Right.
And she has. And to me, it's a little, I again, you can say what you want. If you've been subjected to abusive stuff, it's fair to talk about. But to me, you've profited from this persona. You've profited from your kind of confluence of talent and being attractive and being, personable. I just lose a little respect when you're going to now be a little bit of the victim.
Right.
Mm-hmm. And I'm not saying that she did something horrible or whatever, but it struck me as, I just wouldn't say that.
Right. I mean, to piggyback off what Pink said, you can't take all the benefits and then shun all of the negative. Just like the old saying goes, you have to take the good with the bad. So if you made money off your name and likeness, you made money off being an attractive woman, because it's fun when she was trash talking and these clips where she's trash talking, how many points you got and all this stuff, and that's all. It's so cute, all the posturing. So when you lose, now you're being picked on. You can't say you're the victim when you enjoy being the villain. You just can't.
And I literally recall, I think it was last week, she kind of had some quote or statement to the effect that, I'm okay being the bad girl if it promotes the game.
Exactly.
And it's and a week later, we're changing our tune.
You can't change. So, and then it becomes, now granted, she was crying because they lost the game. That was a part of it. It wasn't, but you can't say, oh, this is happening. She had the one incident where it was a publication where they the writer said about dirty burlesque, mm-hmm. and I think the writer, I don't want to defend the writer, but I don't think dirty burlesque is actually like a porn category. I think.
Is it?
I think that's the outrage was that. The outrage was he said dirty burlesque, and they were saying that he was referring to some dirty like something sexualized, when really he was trying to say a dirty debutante. He was trying to say like they were like classless pretty girls. Is basically what he was trying to say. But it could be translated to him saying something pornographic. He apologized. That's not okay. Even if he didn't intend it, we can say that was offensive, and you can accept that as offensive. But outside of that, everything else is fair game. If you're making money on your social media and then you're getting negative comments on your social media, that comes with that. It comes with being a social media presence.
Let me sneak in here because I understand that. Yeah, I understand that there are some lanes and avenues where it is expected and it is fair game. When it is basketball, when it is whatever, what she was saying, and also. It's not that she was just offering up like, hey, this is what I've been going through. She's basically just giving you a review because this is her last year. She's going to WNBA. Mm. So she's just explaining what she had to overcome and what she went through throughout on this ride and on this journey. And she's saying how, and I kept it together, even though my teammates know, and blah, blah, blah. So she's just giving you a quick synopsis and review of her time in college before she leaves and go to WNBA, right? So it's not that she's complaining or whatever. She was just offering it up. Now, about that is, it is not fair game for her to receive all of this, like, sexist, to be sexualized in that manner on a consistent basis every day. You know what I mean? I don't care how many whatever pictures she posts and things like that. She's not posting porn. You know what I mean?
No, but it matters.
It does not matter, because guys, we don't receive that. And guys do post the same. Our athletes post the same exact type of pictures that she does, but they don't receive those type of messages on a consistent basis that she does. They don't receive articles. Our guys don't. We don't get on here and talk about, oh, we misinterpreted. That guy was really trying to say LeBron to look good in the porn. Like, oh, but no, he didn't mean that. Like, no, we don't have these type of conversations.
No, but what you're saying is disingenuous, because maybe not being sexualized, because that's not our place in society. But we are treated. There are male athletes that are treated unfairly by what they look like, where they come from, how they talk.
Okay, and so is she.
Right. But
on top of all of that, she's also being you're just throwing that to the side, like,
no.
not sexualized, but this not. We're talking about the sexualized.
I'm not.
That's what she's talking about.
Throwing it to the side. What I'm saying is, the internet is not a real place. So if you decide to make money off being on the internet, then whatever comes with being on the internet comes with being on the internet.
Yeah, but we can't look at that and because it doesn't happen to us, we can't take that and say how she should feel and how she should portray and how she should talk about that subject, because it doesn't happen to us. It doesn't happen to guys who are more athletic than us, even though they're posting the exact same type of content. You have one A and one B, one is a male, one is a female. They're posting the same exact thing, but the conversation here is a lot different than the conversation over here. That makes a difference.
No, but like I said, that's a disingenuous argument, because they're not talking about a male athlete in her same position in the same notoriety is getting criticism. It may not be sexual criticism, but it's criticism all the same.
But that's what matters. The difference
so
is
you're
what
fixated
matters.
on the sexual.
Yeah,
that's what she was fixated on. But that's the point of it all.
But that's because she's choosing to have a gripe a la carte. So if you're posing half naked or showing some skin, and then people, when you show, like, people have detached or disassociated themselves from when you're showing yourself in the bathing suit, or you're showing yourself half naked or like covering your private area. They've disassociated that from being sexualized because they're doing it themselves. But you're sexualizing yourself. So people see you and they feel like you're attractive, and you're leaning into people saying that I'm attractive, then you're going to be sexualized. That comes with it.
Yeah, we're talking in circles here, because I'm saying that guys have the same exact pictures and portraits.
Yeah, but
guys are not sexualized in the same manner that women.
1,000%. So I don't feel like we have the right to tell her how she receives that and how she puts it back out into the media how she feels.
Okay, but here I see what you're saying, but my point to that is, okay, she can feel however she wants. She can say whatever she wants. I can receive her message however I want.
And that's the whole point.
And that's our disagreement.
It struck a little hypocritical. It struck a little disingenuous when she's profited as much as she has off of that.
Yeah, but the guys do too. Like, where do you think these Lamborghinis and fucking things are coming from? They're not. You know what I mean? They're not. Like, listen, man. Like, these guys are making more NIL money than these girls. These girls are making good money, but they're making more.
Some of them,
and they're posting naked, and
we live in like men and women live in
two
different realities.
and we can't pretend like we don't, man. We can't.
But you guys are pretending that you don't.
No, we're not.
Yes, you are.
How
because
so?
you're saying what you're saying is that because whatever goes on social media is open to criticism, and that's for any human being.
Yes.
Right. So you're not differentiating that what the comments that the men are receiving are not the same as the
because it's not going to be the same because we are not the same.
Okay,
so it can be just as damning, just as hurtful. It can be just as out of line and not be sexual. When Deion Sanders' son was showing his watch and he was showing his new car, they painted him as a thug, and the guy has been rich his whole life.
Yeah. They paint an angel as plenty of thugs and goons and bad.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And
plenty of that stuff.
And some of that is out of line. But she's also benefited from the same social media that she's shunning. She's actually made money off posting on social media. She's also made money being Angel Reese. So with that comes criticism.
You cannot put. I mean, the sexualization it's an interesting dynamic, but you cannot put yourself out in a social media setting or public as a public. If once you enter the public domain, you are going to be subject to critique and abuse. That's just the way that is.
And you don't have to participate. But once you opt in, you opt into everything. You can't say, "Hey, I would like to make money off my likeness," but you can't say anything about my likeness.
Yeah.
And
I just think it's weird for us to say when it doesn't happen to us at any level of athleticism.
But it does.
It does not.
We're not. But I'm not. I mean, that's not what I'm saying at all.
Yeah.
I'm just simply saying that, like, you've embraced this role, this persona, and now you're kind of changing your tune on it. I just lose a little respect for that. That's all I'm saying.
Because
she's welcome. It's her free will to say whatever she wants.
Right.
But when I'm talking about, like, men and women live in two different universes. Like, nobody's taking us out on a yacht.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's taking us on exotic
or
vacations.
Diddy might.
Diddy might. I'm not apologize. One guy is gonna take us out on a yacht. One super creepy fucking guy.
No, but that's
like,
true
it's
though,
just-
Pink.
they-
What you're
they-
saying is true.
They
It's
live in that, like, a different reality. Like, I mean, we've talked on the show. Like, there was that woman that went like a couple months going out to dinner every night with a guy.
Yeah.
And not buying groceries.
Yeah.
Like, there's certain things about being a woman that are completely different than our reality.
right.
But part of that is they are, in some way they're monetizing or taking advantage of their sexuality and our reaction or our desire to be connected to.
Right. And that's the whole point is if you are using your sexuality or your just your sex to benefit and profit, then and I buy into it. Unfortunately, the people who buy into it, some of them are creeps, and whatever you sold them, they feel like they have ownership of it. That's the way the internet is. It sucks.
She should start an OnlyFans when she gets to the WNBA.
See, now how do you
Jump the fence?
how are you defending her and then
I'm changing topics soon, so I want to make sure I get that in because she's not going to make much money in the WNBA, and so she should.
Bubba,
money.
how did you make this sharp turn like this?
Giving her
That was a
just
dramatic
giving her-
turn right there, man.